I have been procrastinating this video for so long. Literally like 2 weeks. It doesn't sound much, but to me, a month feels like a year. But I have been laying off this video for a while because life caught up to me and I didn't have any motivation to do anything. So I just kind of, basically just be like, okay, I'm not gonna schedule anything, because, well, it's just, yeah. But I can't be speaking because I'm like the person who doesn't exactly plan anything, the person who doesn't write any scripts. But I have been, basically like summarizing the story, and now I'm going to be giving it to you. Keep in mind that this character in the story doesn't have a name, because it's not just because I'm lazy, I absolutely am, but because, well, I want to keep it a secret since he is like the narrator. Not Winter. Winter might be the narrator for the preview stories, but she's not like the main POV. She's more like the main character, but she's not the narrator in a way. First, our mysterious narrator comes across familiar roads. He crosses roads to literally go to a destination that he has known for so many years, Old Washington's workshop. And what I mean by workshop is it's because it's like a little warehouse, I guess. But that is more important. I'll talk about that's important later. He feels like he's being followed by something or someone. He recalls the movement when he gets closer, and he takes a side street close to the movement, and he discovers who was watching him. The mysterious yet familiar figure. It was Winter. Now, I did say in the last video that she got infected, and that's because she's possessive in this state. She's being possessed by her infection, in a way. And, of course, they have a little standoff, and then the POV starts running. Winter quickly follows behind them, screeching and barking everywhere. He reaches the building and locks it. And then Winter does something so unforgiving. She draws a smiley face, literally on the window, before breaking it open. But don't worry, the POV escapes before the thing's shattered. So this POV is going into different hallways of the warehouse. And Winter is closely behind him. Because Winter is part canine, she can track anyone with her sense of smell. So she follows quickly behind them. And, of course, when the POV reaches an end zone, Winter literally lunges at them. The POV ducks in her underbelly and then proceeds to go right of the hallway and stay low, tricking her into thinking to turn around and go forward instead of right. The POV stands there for a minute, not fully believing that he can move, because he feels like Winter is still has an eye on him. He eventually moves and even encounters Winter again. She chases him down to the emergency exit, and somehow the POV manages to get her on a leash. It's not one of those leashes that you use to take your pet dog outside. No, it's like one of those leashes that like tie to like, I don't know, like say like a like one of those little like, oh god, how to explain this? Like lanterns on the road. I forgot what they're called. But it's basically tied to like that. And of course, the main POV somehow manages to quote unquote jump out of the window. It's more like climb, but he gets out of there. He's halfway up the ladder, but when Winter literally breaks free. Winter gets out the window, and she's starting to act strange. She does a little whimpering, and the POV thinks that it's normal. And that's when they see that Winter's iris is flickering. And she makes a little sound when it is changed. Both of her eyes are changed to pure black. Just so you know, infected Winter has one iris, and it's on her left eye. The other eye is just plain black, but her eye was flickering. She started whimpering, and then she screams. Not as a rabid dog scream, but at the end of the scream is part human. And that is what scares the POV. He honestly thinks that Winter is tricking him and thinking that she is part human and that she is going to like betray him and like kill him. But keep this thing in mind when keep the scream in mind, because it is going to be useful later. Not in this video, but And that's when she sort of hits the building a bit with her forehead. The building tilts slightly, and that's enough for the POV to realize what she's doing. She is going to make the building tilt just so she can kill him. And, of course, he quickly scutters up the ladder. She starts screaming and trying to push down the building, basically making it look like a small version of the Leaning Tower of Pisa, before the POV, of course, gets away from her. The POV goes through different buildings, jumping to each one of them. He then goes diagonally, knowing that Winter can't exactly do the domino effect without putting her strength to rest. So yeah. Very, very violent encounter. Multiple chase sequences. But next time they meet, Winter actually does something forgivable. Winter literally saves them before the human blacks out and wakes up all confused in a police station. Winter says her first words to them, and from there they bonded over mutual understanding. Well, that was all for today. I hope you had a lovely day, and see you next time. Bye.